fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps, and I'm joined now with Eddie Hearn. Eddie, I know you're in a rush right now. You need to make your train.
Sorry about that.
You know what? You're such a champ with all of this. I see you going from one to the next, everybody asking you the same exact questions over and over and over. Tell me what's probably the most annoying topic to discuss right now so that I don't talk about it.
I just did one interview and I was like, I weren't even concentrating. It was like autopilot. It was like, yeah, so next, and then I was talking, I was thinking, you're not even thinking what you're saying, are you? But that's what I do. I'm a travelling salesman.
Well, look, we just wrapped up the Usyk versus Bellew press conference. Dangerous fight. Now, I know initially you didn't really care, not that you didn't care to have it, but you probably were a bit nervous, like any person when they heard this fight for Bellew, to think that, you know, he's taking on such a dangerous man, the undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world at the moment, and the first to ever hold the Ali trophy. Let's talk a bit about that.
Yeah, when he beat David Haye, it was like, he's made his money, he's got his legacy, he's won British, Commonwealth, European, world titles. Why do you need to go on? But, you have to understand that any fighter that's presented with the opportunity to go down as a pound-for-pound great, to become undisputed champion, Ring Magazine champion, it's hard for them to say no. And especially when they're so competitive like Tony is. He wants the fight. He wants the chance to win those belts. And this is a legacy fight. It's not about the money. He's made his money. This is purely about becoming a great. And if he does that, there'll be no one that can't say that Bellew is a great of the sport. And that really turns him on. So it's a dangerous fight. It's a tough fight. But Tony's underrated as a fighter. He's got a great boxing brain. He punches very, very hard, and he believes he can win.
Now, Usyk said that it was Tony's decision to fight at cruiserweight, not at heavyweight. So let's talk about him going down in weight. And do you think that's going to be difficult for him to make weight?
No, because, he used to make 12 stone 7. So, like, what he's weighing today is nearly 3 stone heavier than when he fought the likes of Adonis Stevenson. And he was a shell. So, cruiserweight is his fighting weight. He was up at 15 stone, 10 pounds heavier than the limit. So he'd have to come back down. He looks good already. He hasn't got much weight to lose. He'll be very sharp at cruiserweight. But he just said to me, what's the point in having this fight heavyweight? I'll be leaving all those belts on the table. And that's the reason he's taking the fight. Not for the money, not to beat Usyk, but to win those belts. So, good luck to him.
I think it's pretty clear from everyone in his camp, including his wife, that they do not wish for him to fight any longer. Was that the first time that you heard that his wife was basically saying, fuck off, when you were calling?
Exactly. Tell him to go away, leave us alone. It was Tony. Usyk won the Super Series, and he called out Bellew, and within 20 seconds, Bellew texted me saying, get me Usyk. So it was his fault, not mine. And I went and got him, but this is his last fight. There's nothing else to achieve in the sport, so fans will know that he'll give everything to this fight, and he'll put every ounce of his soul on the line.
What are the chances that after this fight, obviously we're not wanting to overlook anyone here, but either way, Usyk said he wants to be fighting at heavyweight. What are the chances that he could possibly be the next opponent for Anthony Joshua?
I think unlikely for April, but certainly after that. I think they'd want one fight at heavyweight first. They probably should. But AJ likes the Usyk fight. It's a great fight. Unified heavyweight world champion, and who could be undisputed heavyweight champion against undisputed cruiserweight champion as well. But he's got to beat Bellew. And although we're working with Usyk, I'm a Bellew man, and I think he's got a great chance in this fight.
Now, Usyk is a bit of a larger Lomachenko. He's not minus the power part. He's not necessarily the most powerful hitter, but he's slick and he's fast. He's an exceptional boxer, and he's got a 4-inch reach advantage over Tony. How does he win?
I think Tony has to disrupt his rhythm. He has to get him to engage and trade. I don't expect Tony to win many rounds of this fight. I don't think he has to, because he has to look for the right spot. He knows when to trade. He's a very dangerous puncher, Tony, and he has a great boxing brain. He knows what he has to do to beat Usyk. It's just a case of delivering it. Right. It's very easy to say, oh, you do this, and when you get in the ring, it's different. But Tony has a great way of finding a way to victory. And I find it very difficult to bet against him in any fight, even the one that he's such a big underdog like this.
And lastly, I'm going to ask Tony this question as well. But on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being 100 pounds and 10 being your house,
Right.
how confident are you he's winning?
I wouldn't put my house on it, but probably wouldn't have put my house on the first David Haye fight. Yeah. I might have the second, but he continuously defies the odds. Mm-hmm. We know how tough this fight is. You can't sit here and say Bellew's going to win, stone cold certainty, but I believe he can win. Mm-hmm. And if he can win, he's very likely to find a way. I think the bookies have this, I don't know, like for American people, maybe like a 20% chance of Bellew to win. I put it more like a 40% chance. Okay. But you cannot rule him out in this fight. And it, when you listen to him, when you're around him and you see him improving with Dave Coldwell and, you know how hard he's punching, maybe the stars are aligned for Tony Bellew to make history. But listen, Usyk is a great fighter. There are some unanswered questions, but he's on a hell of a run right now. And this is the first ever 4-belt undisputed fight in British boxing history. So to put that on is an honour.
And what a way to retire.
Absolutely. I mean, imagine the life he'd lead after that. You got your money, but you can sit there in your lounge and look at all those belts and say, I did it, and that means...
On your throne.
Exactly. And that means a lot more than the money.
All right, Eddie, thank you so much. I know you got to go.
Thank you very much.
Fight fans, you can watch Usyk versus Bellew November the 10th live on Sky Sports Box Office and DAZN in the U.S. So make sure you guys don't miss out. Bye, fight fans.
Hey Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do so by clicking this icon right here, or else.